So now we're going to talk about applying the basic percent equation. Many applications involving percents can be solved using the basic percent equation. The amount is a percent of the base. The verb to be acts as the equals and the word of indicates the operation of multiplication. Thus we can translate this sentence into an equation. Basic percent equation. The sentence the amount is a percent of the base translates into the amount equals percent times base, where the percents convert to a fraction or decimal for computation. I always like to think the base is like the whole and the amount is parts. Like if I'm talking about sales tax, the base would be the price. That's the whole price. The tax you're paying is the part. So that would be your amount. So let's take a look at our workbook problems, number 7 through 12. This is on page 99. And it asks, what is 73% of 950? So I have the base, I have the percentage. I'm looking for the amount. So I'm going to translate it. A is my equals. 73% of means multiply. Now, to write 73% as a decimal, you want to think about money. If I have 73 cents and wrote that in terms of dollars, that'd be $0.73. We're going to do the same thing to the percent, write that as 0.73. Now, since these two are on the same side of the equation, we just go ahead and multiply. So let's crank out our calculator. If I can find a spot where glare is not too bad. And we're going to take 0.73 times 950. So our A here would be 693.5. Let's try number 8. So we have negative 342 is equals negative 19% of, so we're looking for B here, of our base. So again, write that percent as a decimal. Now notice our numbers are on opposite side. I've got a negative 342 here on this side and then the negative 0.19 on this side next to B. So to solve this, we need to go through and we need to divide both sides by that negative 0.19. So we're going to take that 342 and we're going to divide it by a negative 0.19. And that gives us B equals 1800. All right, let's turn the page. What percent of 85 is negative 59.5? So I'm looking for the percent P of multiplying 85 equals a negative 59.5. I'm going to rewrite this as 85P. To solve for P, we need to divide both sides by 85. So that gives us a negative 0.7. Now, keep in mind, whenever you're working with percents in the equation, the percent is actually written as a decimal. So like before, when we were given the percentage, we had to change into a decimal, like we did over here in these examples. If we're solving for p, it's going to give us to a decimal. We need to change it back into percent. So I think of $0.7, that would be equal to 70%, or 70 cents, I should say. So if I have negative 0.7, that's going to be a negative 70%. So we have to write this as a percent. Let's try number 10. 16 is equals, again, I'm looking for the percent of 64. Again, my numbers are on the opposite side, so I'm going to have to divide. I'm going to rewrite this as 64p. And then we're going to need to divide both sides by 64. And that's going to give you 1/4. Now remember, if you're doing it, if you do it this way on a calculator, it'll give you the 0.25. If you do it as a fraction, it's going to write as 1/4, but you can always use that double arrow key down next to the 3 key. Hit that double arrow key, and that will convert it to a decimal for you. And then move your decimal point over 2 spots, and that gives us 25%. All right, let's try number 11. So we have 135% of 8,000 of, again, being multiply, is what equals, so we're looking for our amount. So I think of 135 pennies, that's $1.35, so this would be as a decimal 1.35. The two numbers are on the same side, so we're just going to go ahead and multiply. And that gives us 10,800. Let's take a look at number 12. So we have a -7 is equals 350% of what? So we're looking for the base. We're going to rewrite that as a decimal. So it'd be 3.5 times b. And now divide by 3.5. And that should give you b equals a -2.